Have you ever wondered when the Nintendo Switch 2 will hit the market? Well, the anticipation is mounting, and it seems we may have a new clue about its release date. According to a recent report from the respected Japanese publication Nikkei, we might not see the Nintendo Switch 2 until March 2025 at the earliest. This next-generation console is rumored to be a worthy successor to the Nintendo Switch, boasting a similar hybrid functionality that has drawn in millions of gamers worldwide. Imagine the ease of transitioning from a home console to a portable gaming device, but now with a bigger screen. Looking back, the Nintendo Switch, launched in March 2017, revolutionized the gaming industry with its unique hybrid design. It was a game-changer, quite literally. It was almost impossible to get hold of one at launch, and this scarcity sparked a vibrant scalping market. Nintendo, it seems, is determined not to repeat this scenario with the Switch 2. Part of the reason for the March 2025 release window is to ensure the company can manufacture enough launch stock to satisfy the clamoring demand, and thereby combat the opportunistic scalpers. The original Nintendo Switch has had a fantastic run, nearing 7 years of success and still going strong. Its popularity isn't waning, with sales continuing to be steady even in its 7th year since launch. The Switch has sold an impressive 139.36 million units, lagging behind only the Nintendo DS and the PlayStation 2 in the all-time best-selling consoles list. Nintendo's objective has always been not just to have one system in every home, but ideally, several in every home, or even one for every person. They continually release new offerings, so more consumers keep playing Nintendo Switch for even longer, maximizing hardware sales. The big question on everyone's mind is whether the Switch 2 will be backwards compatible with the original Switch. With 122 million Switch players in tow, it seems unlikely Nintendo would leave those accounts behind to start over. It seems we'll have to wait a bit longer for the Switch 2, but there's a good reason for that. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the reason for the delay in our next segment. Why has Nintendo set a March 2025 release window for the Switch 2? This question has been lingering in the minds of many gaming enthusiasts, and it's time we dive into the possible reasons. Nintendo, as we know, has a reputation for keeping things hush until it's ready to blow our minds. But this time, it's not just about the surprise element. The delay, as reported by the respected Japanese publication Nikkei, is primarily to ensure there's enough launch stock to meet the anticipated high demand. This is a lesson learned from the past. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane to March 2017. The original Nintendo Switch launched, and it was an instant hit. So much so, that it was almost impossible to get your hands on one. This scarcity sparked a vibrant scalping market, with consoles being bought and sold at inflated prices. Nintendo, it seems, is keen to avoid a repeat of this situation. By delaying the release of the Switch 2, they're buying time to manufacture enough units to satisfy the demand right off the bat. This move is not just about ensuring a smooth launch, it's also a direct combat strategy against scalpers. Now, you might be wondering, why March 2025? Well, Nikkei reports this as the earliest possible date. This suggests that the next-gen console might not even make it in time for Nintendo's next financial year. Given the pressure Nintendo is under to release the successor to the near 7-year-old Switch, a post-March 2025 launch would indeed come as a huge surprise. But let's not forget, Nintendo is not just in the business of making games, they're in the business of making experiences. And they're willing to take the time to ensure they deliver an experience that's worth the wait. So yes, we might have to wait a little longer for the Switch 2, but remember, good things come to those who wait, and in this case, the wait ensures that everyone gets a fair shot at owning a Switch 2. It's a wait, but a worthwhile one, ensuring that everyone gets a fair shot at owning a Switch 2. So when can we realistically expect the Nintendo Switch 2 to launch? The answer to that question, my friends, lies in a report from the reputable Japanese publication Nikkei. According to their findings, we might have to buckle up and hold on tight until March 2025 at the very earliest. Yes, you heard that right. We're looking at a potential 3-year wait from now. Now you might be wondering, why such a long wait? Well, it seems Nintendo is under a lot of pressure to release the successor to the Switch, which by March 2025 would be a near 8-year-old console. That's quite an age in the world of gaming, where advancements in technology are made at breakneck speed. A post-March 2025 launch would certainly be surprising, but not entirely out of the question. Indeed, the anticipation is palpable. Nintendo has been riding on the success of the Switch for 7 years now, and the demand for a sequel is high. They're in a delicate position, balancing the needs of their fans and the practicalities of manufacturing and distributing a new console. It's a tough task, but if anyone can pull it off, it's Nintendo. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's remember that this is just a projected launch date. Nothing is set in stone, and a lot can change between now and then. There could be technological breakthroughs that speed up the process, or unforeseen challenges that push the date back even further. Either way, we'll be here, waiting and watching, ready to see what Nintendo has in store for us. In the meantime though, we have the original Switch to keep us entertained. And who knows? Maybe the extra wait will give Nintendo the time they need to make the Switch 2 even more impressive than its predecessor. After all, good things come to those who wait, right? While the wait may be longer than expected, the anticipation only builds. So keep your game faces on and your controllers at the ready, because the Nintendo Switch 2 is coming, and it's sure to be worth the wait. Meanwhile, the original Switch continues to impress. Despite being on the market for nearly 7 years, the Switch remains a steady performer in Nintendo's lineup. Nintendo announced earlier this month that it sold almost 14 million Switch units in the first 9 months of the financial year. Although this is a slight decline from the previous year, the company revised its forecast upwards, projecting sales of 15.5 million units by the end of the financial year. The Switch's enduring popularity is further evidenced by its place on the best-selling consoles list, where it trails only the Nintendo DS and the PlayStation 2. Even more telling is the number of annual playing users. During the calendar year of 2023, a whopping 122 million users enjoyed the Switch. This demonstrates the console's ongoing appeal and its ability to draw in players year after year. The Switch's success sets the stage for the Switch 2, making the wait even more exciting. But there's one big question on everyone's mind. Will the Switch 2 be backwards compatible? Now that's a question that's been buzzing around the gaming community. With the original Switch boasting a staggering 122 million players, it seems highly unlikely that Nintendo would just leave those accounts in the dust. Backwards compatibility would allow gamers to continue their favorite games and experiences on the new console, a feature that's now almost expected in the gaming world. It's a way of honoring the legacy of the original console, while also providing a seamless transition to the newer model. So, will the Switch 2 be backwards compatible? The truth is we don't know yet. Nintendo hasn't confirmed anything, but given the massive player base of the original Switch, it seems like a smart and logical move. While we wait for the Switch 2, we can only speculate, but one thing's for sure, it's set to be a game changer.